Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Long ago, they had an idea to feature graboids in a setting that takes place a long time ago. Tremors 4. The legend begins. This is the 2004 DTV prequel to the first Tremors. The plot. It's Old West Tremors, basically. Michael Gross plays his ancestor, as well as several other characters are ancestors of the characters from the first movie. So, it's a nostalgia trip. Even more than the third one. Well, that's stupid. Still, fun movie. The early to mid-2000s were prime time for Tremors. We had 2 new movies, a TV series, and all of it was seriously charming. This was a risky movie for sure. Not only is it a prequel, but it took Michael Gross out of working on the TV show to finish filming in this movie. For the characters, we have Hiram Gummer, played... well, I can't say yet again because it's not Bert. Played by Michael Gross, and I like and hate his character. He starts off on a journey to get his mind back, but then becomes a better person by the end. But he's such a jerk to all the characters, it's kind of hard to forgive him. But there are some sweet spots that make up for it. Christine Lord, played by Sarah Bostford from Deadly Eyes, the Killer Rat movie from the 80s. My mind blew when I found that out. She's basically Heather's replacement, or ancestor, somewhat, I guess. I mean, he marries a redhead. I'm assuming they get married. But she's a redhead. Curly-haired redhead. I mean, it's Heather. But she isn't, useless. She has that one scene where she drives the carriage to save some of the characters, and she fights the graboids near the end. Some of these characters are kind of useless, and it isn't until the end that they're not. Juan Padilla, played by Brent Rome from Toolbox Murders 2004 remake, is... who is he? He is the Spanish guy, so maybe he's related to Miguel. But I like his character. He's energetic, he's funny, but he is not, like, overboard. He's not really even a sidekick to Bert. There are a few characters you can consider a sidekick to Bert in this movie. One of which is the best character in the movie, Blackhand Kelly, which you can consider also that Hiram is his sidekick. Blackhand Kelly is played by the late, as of 2019, Billy Drago. He was in Copperhead from 2008, the killer snake western movie. Love that movie. Haven't seen it in years, though. I wonder how it's held up. He was also in The Hills of Ice from 2006, Blood Relic, Invasion USA. I'm gonna miss him. He's a cool, scary dude. But he is the gunslinger of the group. He really encapsulates everything that makes Bert what he is. Except for this isn't Bert, this is Hiram. So, he doesn't encapsulate anything from Hiram. In fact, he has to teach Hiram how to fire a gun, which in and of itself is a funny scene. My favorite part is when they're shooting their big guns at the worms, and then Bert takes out this little pea shooter and goes... Probably my favorite one next to "You missed with a cannon" line, which is also spoken by the next character I'm talking about, Tacopa, who's played by August Schellenberg from the Free Willy trilogy. Yeah, he's the Indian guy. Sorry, Native American. He's probably the funniest character, to be honest. They all vote for Hiram to sell them the mine for dirt cheap, and they're like 5-1. Bert, Hiram, damn, I keep on calling him Bert, and Hiram says, well, at least one of you has some common sense, and then, of course, Tacopa says, I voted to drop you off a cliff. There's also the chains, Pion Ling, Lu, and Fu. Linda Look, who played Lu, was born in 1980, while Sam Lee, who played Fu, who is also her son in the movie, was born in 1988, so Lu must have been 8 years old when she had him. It's the only logical explanation. But I do like their characters. They are somewhat stereotypical, but they're handled well. They do things. They don't just sit around and shake sticks on the... Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. One of them does. Shake sticks on the porch and tries to tell fortunes. She's still helpful. This is a highly entertaining sequel in the Tremors franchise. The humor... I laugh at this movie probably more than the third one, actually. About as much as the first two. That's probably why it has held up so well. The tone is very charming, much like the first three. And I'm sure 5, 6, and 7 will have their own charm as time goes on. But you can tell this is part of the Tremors series. Not only that, but it's got a lot of heart. And I gotta support that. It's light-hearted, but knows when to attempt to be startling. Still, it's not perfection. There is an over-reliance on so-called callbacks to the first film. Also, there's really no new cycle they introduced besides baby graboids. I like the baby graboid aspect angle. It's actually one of my favorite things about this movie in terms of the creatures, because they could have just done graboids again, but they added what they look like when they're babies. And that's pretty cool. They didn't have to do that, but they did. The gore, the effects, there's some of the good old orange stuff. We get some messy explosions, juicy gunshots, and a couple of severed human hands. Nice. The effects are at least 95% practical, and look amazing. With a $5 million budget, they utilized it with the sets, animatronics, and music. Oh, yeah. We're getting into it. The motion picture soundtrack, Jay Ferguson returns after scoring Tremors 2 Aftershocks, and brings his rock-infused country style back. This has my favorite soundtrack out of all the Tremors movies. The end credits theme, where it gets all crazy and guitar heavy and strums the guitar like a maniac, is very rock orientated. It's where it's at. I used to rock out to that theme when I was a kid. I really enjoy this prequel, despite some of its shortcomings. While it is an entertaining watch, it's basically just the same as the first, in terms of sequences. The structure of the film is quite different, though. It's a tale of regret, redemption, and a little town called Rejection. When the film ends, every time, I turn to my dad, or my dad turns to me, and we say, and Bert Gummer was born. Doesn't make too much sense, does it? Overall, I give Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, a 3 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and this is my favorite poster out of all the Tremors movies. Anyway, Lion Brian Gatto, the horror show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon, where even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Plus, you'll get access to body counts and other music videos that you can't get on YouTube because of copyright and age restriction. Also, hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.